I really liked it. It was just unique, different, has a mature outlook of just telling its story and relatable to just people my age back then. Because that came out November. I was 18. So, was I? Damn, I was 18. So, yeah, I was 18. I could definitely relate. I was still in high school. So, Edge of 17 definitely struck a chord with me. Come on. Come on. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So, interesting thing about this movie is that, um, actually, I don't know if it was the first, but my senior year, I started a movie club with Joel, and we brought some people to go see this. So, we had a movie club where we talked movies, and then we would also go see movies if we could. So, Fantastic Beasts was one of them. He's not that big a fan of the Fantastic Beast or Harry Potter, so he thought it was okay. I liked it, but after knowing where the sequel went, could like it less, I guess. Here's a depressing story again. Just like, what movie was it? I saw. I gotta find it. Poltergeist, I think I saw by myself. That's May of 2015. Jump ahead to November 2016. I saw Arrival by myself. At this point, I had my license and a car. And I guess I just heard so many good things about it. Jeremy Renner, Amy Adams. And the movie turned out way better than I was expecting. And the whole by myself movie theater going experience was just really like unique that specific time. So I really like going. I don't do that very often. That might be the last time I went to a movie by myself. So, you know, I don't know. I really like that movie. It's a great movie. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Not one I was entirely anticipating, but this was back when, the newer trilogy was still doing pretty good, and Rogue One did really good too. It's a really good story that leads into New Hope, and I need to rewatch it, but I watched it a couple times when it came out, and I really liked it. Really good, leads a very different way to end the movie than a lot of movies that I've seen, so it's very interesting. Here's a really messed up one. I'm talking about the ticket stuff, not the movie. I guess the movie is kind of messed up. Split, the M. Night Shyamalan movie that takes place in the Unbreakable universe and led into Glass. I really like Split. It's a horror movie, psychological horror. I remember I saw that. It's a January 2017. I was kind of obsessed with it. I didn't know what to expect, and then I remember looking somewhere and it said it literally spoiled the plot twist in the movie. It was like Bruce Willis appears as David Dunn from Unbreakable at the end of the movie, and um, you find out it takes place in the Unbreakable universe or something along those lines. And I didn't believe it. I was like, this makes no sense. How the hell? Like, I thought somebody just wrote something like I thought someone was just like doing something stupid. Like they just wrote some dumb thing in there to make you think this thing. Like it didn't seem realistic or plausible to me until after I saw the movie, and I was like, oh. But I still got that shocking, surprising ending feeling. So it was funny because maybe most times people would believe it and feel like, oh, I got spoiled. But for me, I didn't believe it, and so once the movie happened and I wasn't expecting that, it made more sense to me. And I was like, damn, all right. And I also went on a date to see this movie, and it was a decent date until the day or two after, where she just didn't want to go out again. So that's a funny story there, but still a good movie. And you know what else is funny is that it was that January 2017. Not 2 weeks later, maybe three, Rings came out, an even worse movie. Okay, Split isn't bad. I don't know what I'm saying. Rings is just a bad movie, and it's just like stupid movie. I could care less, but it was a movie, and I went on another date with a chick 3 weeks after Split. This is the next movie I saw, and fun fact about this is that she was crying to me for 2 hours in a parking lot about whether or not she wanted to go on another date with me. And this is about the time I was kind of just like, you know what? Every man for himself. I'm going to stop going on dates because apparently these women are just, so obsessed with other things. And, I didn't need her crying for 2 hours in the parking lot about knowing if she wanted to be in a relationship with me or not. So it was really just weird. Here we get to a better, way better film than even the last two, even better than Split, in my opinion, where a girl wasn't crying on my shoulder. In fact, I had Joel. I was going to try and make a weird joke there, but basically, me and Joel saw Logan together. So, um, I was going to say something like, Logan, great X-Men film to end the franchise, where me and Joel found our great love for each other, but I feel like I would have just messed it up, and I probably just did mess up the joke. So, Logan, a great X-Men film where you just get Hugh Jackman giving it all, man. Like, I love Logan. It's a great movie. Like, nothing bad to say about it. Nothing. Okay, here's a little slice of Nick. So, Beauty and the Beast, March 20th, 2017. This is another movie where as I said, I went on dates to see a couple other horror movies. I went on a date to see Beauty and the Beast with a girl that is still my girlfriend. So, saw Beauty and the Beast March 20th. Still currently my girlfriend, and I went all out. Took her out to dinner. Went to see this romantic movie together. Really just special experience where we just always go back to this because I'm a big movie guy, so we always just come back to be like, we saw Beauty and the Beast together. Funny fact, we haven't rewatched it since it came out, so kind of weird there, but I really liked it. It's kind of forgettable, I guess. Like, nobody else wanted to rewatch it after that. Kind of weird, but at the same time, I guess you really don't need to rewatch it, but not a bad movie. Here's another interesting sequel in a huge franchise, The Fate of the Furious. Now, I told you how I saw Furious 7 with my friend. Fate of the Furious is just like a really dumb sequel. Like, I don't hate this movie. I really do enjoy a lot about it, but compared to Furious 7, it just felt like they went so bonkers, and like there's like a submarine with like a Camaro or a Mustang on the ice or something, helicopters shooting missiles. It's like if that was the first movie in a franchise, they were setting up this world like that, I guess it would make sense. But being the eighth one, they just kept pushing the boundaries of just how obnoxious they want to make it, and it just was so weird to me. But I didn't hate it, just thought it was really obnoxious. This one's not exactly a ticket stub, but it's what's left of a ticket stub. It's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Saw this one with my girlfriend as well. After Beauty and the Beast, we saw Guardians 2. A lot of people are mixed about it. They either really like it or they really just don't care about it. I'm in the middle. I understand both, where it's like I don't enjoy a couple aspects of it, but there's a couple of aspects I really do. So I would still rewatch this movie, but Guardians 1 is still like such a great Marvel movie. I definitely would watch Guardians 1 over Guardians 2, but still would watch Guardians 2. Let's fast forward to summer now of 2017. I saw Baby Driver with Joel. We went to Vegas again. We always went to see movies in Vegas, so Baby Driver we saw. Did we watch another one? I thought we watched two. Baby Driver. Yeah, I don't know. I think we watched another one. I can't remember what it was though. But Baby Driver, a great film by Edgar Wright. I just saw Scott Pilgrim for the first time not too long ago, so he has such a unique style. Ant-Man. I really like this movie, Baby Driver. I heard they're making a sequel to it, but I don't know how that's going to be, but it's very interesting. This one, I don't know what the date is. Actually, oops, I might have messed this up. Is this really when it was? Now I see the date. I thought there wasn't a date on this one, so let me just scoochy this over to this section here. Interesting. Okay. So let's forget about that one, friends. So Baby Driver, and then we have Spider-Man: Homecoming, a good Marvel movie that's a good way to give Spider-Man entry into the universe. There's so many different Spider-Man movies. It's really hard to be like, which one's the best one. I do like Raimi a good bit because that's what I grew up on, but for what they're doing with the new Spider-Man stuff, Homecoming is definitely a good one with Michael Keaton playing a really good role. Here's a movie I saw with my two best friends, Joel and John, and it's Logan Lucky. Now, I've only seen this the once. I think we just watched it just to do something one day, which normally doesn't happen very much, but I enjoyed it. It was kind of like one of those movies where, like, even though I enjoyed it, I probably wouldn't want to rewatch it unless it was just on with people around or something. But maybe if I watched it now, I'd like it more. But from what I remember, I thought it was just okay. Or it was enjoyable, but to me, it was okay. Next, we have Jigsaw, which was the most recent adaptation of the Saw movies. Kind of had high hopes for it. I do have a weird love for the Saw movies, at least the first one, James Wan, and all that stuff. My girlfriend loves Saw. I think she said it's her favorite movie, so really kind of weird. I always thought it was weird that's her favorite movie, but you like what you like, I guess. And this one to me was okay, not that great. It was just okay, and I think she liked it, so maybe she'll be on the channel and she can express her love for the Saw movies because it's the only movies I can get her to talk about sometimes. It's really weird. Here's the movie I was going to talk about that I didn't see the date till now. Justice League. A very just... Man, what a way to do a superhero mashup and just bomb. I mean, like, I'm not going to talk much about it because the Snyder Cut is coming now, so if that one's better, which I feel like, if anything, it's got to be slightly better, I just want to forget about Justice League. I really just could care less about it. The only thing I ever take away from Justice League when people bring it up is when Superman is coming into Flash's eye view and they're just staring at each other. I thought that was the most gripping scene in the movie and the one I can remember the most. And from what I even remember now, I think, is that it's Joss Whedon's part of the movie he made. So it's not even Zack Snyder's part of the movie. So a lot of just weird stuff. Yeah, Justice League is definitely not a good DC movie, in my opinion. Here's a really good movie that I just rewatched recently, The Disaster Artist. I watched this with Joel and one of my older friends, so that was an interesting meetup we did. We watched The Disaster Artist, and it's about The Room, the really just bad movie Tommy Wiseau did. I really like The Disaster Artist. Has such a unique score. I really like scores, and so The Disaster Artist is a good one. James Franco just does a really good movie. Directs it, helps put it into movie format. He writes it, he directs it, he stars in it. It's just so many reasons why the movie shouldn't work, and it does, and I just love it. I should buy it. I need to buy it. It's on Netflix, though. Check it out. Here's where we get into 2018 now. Black Panther. Did not know at all what to expect from this movie. Made $1 billion and has one of the best villains in the MCU, played by Michael B. Jordan. After he had a horrible Fantastic Four movie he did, he gets to be a fantastic villain in the current MCU movie. So it's not one I've watched in a while, but I definitely like it a lot, and I would still rewatch it if I got the chance to. It's just, I think, kind of long too, if I remember. Kind of reminded me of The Lion King as well, but doesn't make it a bad thing for me. Just a movie I haven't watched in a while. It's a really unique movie that I like, Game Night. It just does this really like unique style of filming. John Francis Daley from Freaks and Geeks directs it. The guys who helped write Spider-Man Homecoming. It's just Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams. It's just a different, unique comedy that I just really like. And actually, I have it. I have it right here, Game Night. I do have it. I forget the movies I have sometimes. It's weird. But I like Game Night a lot. Definitely worth watching. This one's faded to Love, Simon. I think I saw this one at a dine-in theater as well. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think we just decided to watch that one because it's like coming of age story about a gay teenager played by Nick Robinson, and I enjoy him enough. So the new TV show Love, Victor just came out to Hulu, so I was thinking about checking that out since it's in the universe. So Interesting story that I should maybe re-catch up on with the new show. It's definitely unique and I like it. Here's a another great coming of age story called Blockers. John Cena, Ike Barinholtz, such a just weird comedy that might not work for everybody, but it was just laugh out loud funny in the theater. So I need to rewatch that one. I really like it. Not too much on the surface. It's just a funny comedy, but I like it. Solo, a Star Wars story. The ones that were Chris and Lord Miller were going to direct, and then Ron Howard took over. It's fine. It's one of those things where it's not Harrison Ford. If you just look at it on its own, it's an interesting story that they just adapt about a heist. I like it enough. I haven't rewatched it since, but it's good enough. It's where I kind of was like, okay, the Star Wars movies are kind of on a weird path right now, and this was still before The Last Jedi, so I still had so much anticipation for The Last Jedi, but Solo was definitely just one of those like kind of average movies that I probably wouldn't rewatch that much, but it's okay. I did like Donald Glover's performance as Lando. He did a good job. I love Donald Glover, so there's that. Upgrade, the Lee Winnell directed movie. He did the third Insidious, but for a first original movie that he made on his own, Upgrade, it was really good. Really liked it. He did The Invisible Man too after, so he's just such a great talent. I really like Lee Winnell, and he's making modern horror movies, and so he's really making me like horror movies more. Mission Fallout numbers. Mission Fallout 6. Mission Impossible Fallout, the sixth entry in the Fallout, the last one that's came out. Bringing in Superman. Totally forgetting his name right now. How am I forgetting his name? Witcher. I can think of all the stuff he's in, but I can't think of his name right now. He's in a lot of stuff I like though, but he plays the villain in the sixth Mission Impossible. I did not know how this one was gonna make me like the franchise still. I was like, the fourth one's really good, my favorite. The fifth one was really good too. The sixth one, being the sixth one, I was like, this could either pull a horrible route or this could go into a great route. And it still is a fantastic Mission Impossible movie. It really blew me away how good it still was. Like, it was really fresh, so I liked it a lot. I can't think of his name though. It's literally blanking on me right now. I really I can't think of his name. The guy who played Superman. I'm really losing it. Here's a movie me and Joel also saw, and it's the Happy Time Murders. I really thought there would be more substance to this movie. It really just turned out like the first 20 minutes I thought were the best, and then it just kind of was drug out to be this kind of dumb detective Muppet movie with just sex jokes. It kind of felt like the substance was just totally lost, and they could have just done it so much better. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know. Definitely left the theater not that happy with it, but it was still kind of a experience to do, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Fast forward to December of 2018 when I was working at a movie theater. I got discounts. I don't know why I don't have the other one. So I saw Aquaman for free because I worked at Regal. I also saw Bumblebee for free the same day, or like 3 days before I saw this one. Because I saw Bumblebee on Christmas. This is December 28th, so I saw them like 3 days next to each other. But I don't have that ticket stub. But Aquaman, a really good DC movie. This is when they started making them not so dumb, but like big blockbuster. It's made $1 billion. So James Wan again too. I keep forgetting it's a James Wan movie. So Aquaman's really good. I really like it a lot. It's not like the best DC movie, but it's one I would rewatch. I like this story a lot. It's really interesting. Here's another Disney live action remake, Aladdin. Man, I just remember those trailers being like, oh god, this is just gonna be hot garbage, isn't it? And it turned out to not be as bad as I thought it was gonna be. A Guy Ritchie film. I'm trying to get into more Guy Ritchie. I saw The Gentleman. Was it this year? I didn't watch any of Guy Ritchie's before, so seeing Aladdin, then seeing The Gentleman. I just kind of like how I heard that because Aladdin made $1 billion, and the the one movie King Arthur he did like didn't do well at all. So he did Aladdin to make $1 billion, and then he could fund his Gentleman movie. So I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I really like The Gentleman. I think it's a fantastic film. Definitely worth a rewatch. And Aladdin was better than I thought it was going to be, and I think it's because it did a different approach than just copying the original. It worked better for me, so I really liked it. Spider-Man: Far From Home, the sequel to Homecoming, and I don't have the Endgame ticket stub. See, there's ones I'm missing, but I've seen a ton of movies. I just don't have all of them. I don't know if I have some of them somewhere. My girlfriend might have them. I'm not sure, but the ones I do have. So Spider-Man: Far From Home, a sequel I still really like, and when I saw it, I loved it. I kind of lost as much love as I had to just liking it a lot now because I think I like Homecoming more for one, the villain of Michael Keaton and the personal story, and then also just it being in New York. Far From Home, I liked it so much when it came out, but now thinking back of how it's so close, or it's far from home, so he goes to other places. I don't care for that too much, and then also I love Jake Gyllenhaal, but it's more of a tying back to the first Iron Man movie more than just a personal story to Peter. But the end does leave an intriguing ending to where the third movie is going to be. So for the most part, it's an enjoyable movie, and maybe after I see the third one, I'll be able to gauge where I feel about it more. But yeah, here's a very small movie, Crawl. Around this time last year, I started like wanting to see as many movies as possible. So Crawl was a very small movie with Kaio Scodelario or something, a girl from Maze Runner. Um, it's a kind of like a spin on like the shark movies, but it's alligators or crocodiles, and it's just really enjoyable, dumb fun where you get enough of a backstory of the main character, and it actually tries to tell like a decently compelling story in a small scale, small budget movie, and I liked it enough. I might actually buy it. It's not too bad. Here's an actual horror movie I was anticipating, It Chapter 2. I saw the first one, really, really dug it, and I still dug the second one here a good amount. Not as good as the first, but I like the older leads, and they do a good enough job. I think they did actually a pretty good job. So I'm losing my voice a little bit, but It Chapter 2 is really just a decent enough sequel. People, I always feel like the sequels, even the original to now, like people like always find the second one like not as good. I still really like it, but I can see why the first one is like more not grounded, but it's just the kids, so you see that story form instead of like skipping around a bit in the second one, but still really like it. This one, DreamWorks, I believe, Abominable. I think we were just looking to see a movie together, just to do something. It's enjoyable, animated little adventure, a little bit better than I thought. Had a What really sold it for me was the third act. I was not expecting it to be a better third act. First two acts were okay. The third act definitely was my favorite part. It's good enough. I don't know if I would rewatch it. It's definitely aimed for kids, but at the end of the day, it's not like I felt like I lost time or anything. It's a decent enough flick. Here's a very just blew me away type of experience. Jojo Rabbit. Um, Taika Waititi. The trailers totally misled me. I didn't know what to think, and I just was like debating between this. There was another movie coming out. Yeah, I don't know, but I really love like this is one of my favorite movies last year. It's in my like top movies, like my top 20 list of movies. Like I love Jojo Rabbit. It's really just a unique movie that just does a lot of things right that I just love a lot. I have a weird story about kind of this weird conflict with the person who parked next to my car when we saw that movie, and then they ended up being in the same theater being in the same theater of Jojo Rabbit, so we had to see them again. It was really weird conflict, kind of strange day, but love the movie. Now, Frozen 2, the first Frozen I watched back when it came out, not in the theater, I watched it on my computer, but I liked the first Frozen a decent bit, so I was kind of interested in Frozen 2 because I'm not a big, like princess type of movie guy, but I thought first Frozen, decent movie, and pulled me in. And a Frozen 2, I don't know if I missed something. People seem to like it a decent amount. There's some people who like it a lot more than the first one, and I don't know if I was just in a weird mood, but I kind of was falling asleep during the movie. Like, it just wasn't engaging to me. Maybe I was tired. I don't know. I just did not care about it enough. So I really don't like Frozen 2 that much. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever, but I don't know. It didn't grip me or anything. I One of those things like it doesn't happen to me a lot, but Frozen 2 just happened to be one of those movies where it just didn't pull me in. Here's a movie that did pull me in. Ryan Johnson's Knives Out. This is a very good whodunit movie, especially after The Last Jedi just being, Last Jedi is a whole topic. So people were like, okay, Knives Out's going to be whether he's a good filmmaker or not. That's debatable, but Knives Out is a fantastic movie in my opinion. There's going to be a sequel. I really like it. Great performances by everybody. It's well worth your time, and if you like whodunits, it's totally worth it. Next up, we have Jumanji: The Next Level, a good enough sequel to Welcome to the Jungle. I always saw the original Robin Williams one a lot growing up. So when the Jumanji sequel came out, or when the Dwayne Johnson Kevin Hart one came out, it was really funny. I saw that one in the theater. Um, it was the same time as Last Jedi, I think. Yeah, so I saw Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle after Last Jedi, and it was funny because I liked Welcome to the Jungle more than Last Jedi, so that was kind of sad. But I liked Zathura too. So Next Level, the sequel to Welcome to the Jungle, I guess it would be just slightly below, but it felt like it was doing a good enough job and set up the same things the first movie did. So the ending kind of seems like it's going to do what the original Jumanji did and just have the characters and the world of Jumanji be into the real world. So closing out that trilogy, I'll be really interested to see how it pans out. Coming into the last three here, I don't know if there's a specific reason why I only have these three here because I saw more. But what day was this? December 17th, I saw Richard Jewell. Different type of movie for me, but Sam Rockwell is in it. A lot of just well-known people telling a true story that I had no clue about, and I really liked the movie. I would buy it. I would rewatch it again. I really liked it a lot. It pulled me in, told an interesting, unique story, and it was way better than I thought it was going to be. And then I also saw Uncut Gems on Christmas Day, but some reason I don't have that on here. But I just thought I would say that because I saw Uncut Gems on Christmas Day, and that was a fun experience for me. So then coming into the new year, Underwater, kind of like Abyss, James Cameron type of movie, but um, kind of telling a different story, more grounded, I guess. Kristen Stewart, T.J. Miller, good enough movie. Kind of reminded me of Crawl, kind of like trying to do these smaller, different, budgeted type of stories in a condensed setting. I guess I would rewatch it. It was good enough, but it was a January movie, so January movies haven't been as bad as I thought they were going to be, and the past couple of years they kind of been better, so that's cool. Last one that I have here is The Invisible Man. As I said, Lee Winnell, who did Upgrade, made his next movie, Invisible Man, and Invisible Man is like one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And as 2020 being 2020, this is one of the last. Actually, this might be the last movie I saw in the actual theater. This is February 28, 2020, and I really liked it a lot. Like, it blew me away. Like, the trailer was so long, and I just thought it was going to be bad. And then when I started hearing the good critic reviews, I was like, and I went to go see it, and it's even better than Upgrade in my opinion. Like, I love it. So I don't have it, I don't think, but I definitely want to buy it. And then so that was the last movie I saw in a theater, and then March 5th or 6th I saw Onward in a drive-in theater. First time I ever went to a drive-in. Theaters were still open at this time. The Way Back was coming out, Onward, and so really fun experience there. I don't know where my ticket stub for that went, but saw Onward, and then within that next week there was like no movies coming out that week I wanted to see, and then coronavirus upgrades even more, and then movie theaters closed, and then they put Onward on Disney Plus, and then fast forward now to June, where all these movies are either on video on demand or being pushed back. And it's June 20th, almost the 21st, so we're getting into July, and I am super excited for Tenet and rewatching Inception in the theater and seeing those Warner Brothers exclusives. There's a couple other movies like Unhinged with Russell Crowe and Mulan coming out. Don't know how I feel about Mulan. I was gonna see it, but then I kind of heard some weird stuff about it, so there's a chance I might watch it still, but I'm mostly anticipating Tenet right now and Inception, Warner Brothers stuff. So these are all the ticket stubs I have. My girlfriend might have some. There's maybe ones I couldn't find, but for everywhere I've looked, these are all the ones I have. And man, that was a lot of talking, and my mouth is super dry. But I hope you all enjoyed. I have more videos to come. This one was a bit different, more relaxed, just talking about movies and ticket stubs. I really haven't looked to see how many people have talked about their ticket stubs, but I just wanted to do something different. And at some point, maybe the end of the year, I'll talk about my Blu-rays, because by the time this year comes to an end, I'll probably have more. And yeah, guys, I think that about does it. I'm gonna go get some water because I'm pretty thirsty. Maybe I should have brought a water in here while I did the video. I'm kind of dumb. But yeah, these are all my ticket stubs that I've collected, at least the ones I could find so far. And if you enjoyed this video or want to see more, or just see me talk about movies in a more chillax setting, or just anything different, please put it down in the comments. Express your opinion. Again, sorry about my mouth being dry. I don't know. And then, yeah, I'm getting really hot from these lights, so I'm going to go. But again, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will hope to see you all in my next video and talk some more movies, because I love doing that, and more music reactions when I can. So I'm gonna stop talking, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, guys.